No. 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 The Eagles have their first major injury of the season. Malik Jackson is done for the year. What is going on, everyone? That is right. Malik Jackson's season is finished. It is done. Clearly, way too early. And this is damaging to the Philadelphia Eagles and their defensive front. This was a guy we acquired to help Fletcher Cox, right? And other moves were made because of Malik Jackson. Michael Bennett's gone. Chris Long retired. There were other crucial moves made based off of this guy coming here and being an Eagle. I'm bummed. Now, you can argue that Tim Jernigan is just as good, if not better maybe, than Malik Jackson. But here's the problem. With the rotation, now your rotator is going to be Hassan Ridgeway. Nice piece. He's a nice piece. But it's not the same of having this rotation. Fletcher Cox, Malik Jackson, Tim Jernigan. That's way more lethal. Way more lethal. Is it possible we even bring up Hector from the practice squad? He was a cut of ours at one point. So even if we did bring him up, what are we going to expect? This is a problem because we need to get pressure. We need to get pressure bad. Real bad. So bad. Because if we don't, guess what happens? Rasul Douglas is chasing guys to the end zone. You know who else? Sidney Jones chasing guys. Sidney Jones got waxed. And Case Keenum luckily just couldn't find a way to put it in the breadbasket of the receiver there. But Sidney Jones was torched in that 1 3-and-out segment that we got lucky with. Jim Schwartz, by the way, spoke to the media today, and he said, those plays where we got beat, those were blitzes. So he's essentially saying, for all you fans out there screaming the blitz more, there you have it. Which I thought was pretty funny. It's like he's using that to defend his case on why he doesn't blitz. Oh, man. Now, this is what's going to happen. You got Vinny Curry, Brandon Graham that might get moved into the inside there, third downs. Listen, we're not in a horrendous situation. We still have talent there. The problem is the depth is now murdered. The depth is the problem. I would assume that Howie Roseman is going to make a move because this smells like a situation where Howie would make that type of move. The Chris Long thing, maybe we can get Chris Long out of retirement. I don't see it. I feel like it's a reach. You're really trying to go out and grab that, all right? It doesn't seem like a reality. Also, is this guy in shape? He's tweeting all the time that he's smoking weed. He's enjoying the retired life. He's putting the red Solo cup up to the background there of some mountains or hills or whatever the case was in the woods. I forget what it was, but he seems like he's happily retired, all right? He would have to be in shape. And a lot of players kind of slim down after they're done playing because they don't need to keep up that bulkiness. I don't know if Chris Long is the answer. There is time for him to play now, though. I mean, that was the thing. He didn't want to be a guy who didn't have that many snaps. Well, those snaps opened up for him. I just don't see it. There was one name I saw, and that was Akeem Spence. He played 16 games last year with the Dolphins. It's a serviceable guy. It's just a name I'll throw out there. It's just a serviceable guy. It's not anything crazy. It's not anything spectacular, but it's a player with experience at that position, and we are so thin. We are brutally thin. I talk about the rotation because we were so lethal, because Tim Jernigan, Malik Jackson were there at the defensive tackle position. It allowed Fletcher to kind of ease into things. He didn't practice all training camp long, right? He didn't play all training camp long. He had the foot injury that was lingering, and he was pretty much waiting for the regular season. So Fletcher Cox was able to have a rotation where he didn't have to play an obnoxious amount of snaps, especially in this first game. Well, now the roles are a little bit more important because him and Tim Jernigan are going to have to carry. They really are. Now, those two are lethal. Let's be real. Those two are lethal together, and I love them. I love them together. The problem is when we got to start the rotation. The problem is moving Brandon Graham inside, Vinny Curry inside at times. Who has that outside pressure? Is it going to be Derek Barnett? Is he going to be the guy? We're going to have to make some sort of move. Something is going to have to happen. Because if we don't get pressure, if we don't find a way to get to the opposing quarterback, we are going to be in trouble. Our cornerbacks are embarrassing right now. And Jim Schwartz even stated today, he wants to have some sort of structure back there. He wants to have starters. But right now, it's kind of up in the air. And these players can all work. But he wants to have set corners. Well, someone's going to have to step up. But it all starts with the pressure. That's Jim Schwartz's theme in a nutshell. Scheme. I'm sorry, not theme. Scheme. It's his scheme. Getting to the opposing quarterbacks. I was shocked that we went into the year with what we went in with, knowing that we needed the defensive line to be our strongest. And I don't know if it was our strongest, and it just got a lot worse. This was the big acquisition. This guy was the big signing of the offseason. He's been a beast in this league. He had a down year in Jacksonville, but playing against Fletcher, or playing next to Fletcher Cox, and in this system, it was a no-brainer. And this hurts. It really does. It's crazy because I didn't even notice, I didn't even notice until the next morning that he left the game in a boot and all that. And I don't know how the hell I missed that. I don't know how. But I didn't know if it would be too serious. And then Doug Peterson uses the word significant. It would be a significant injury. But even the way Malik was talking about it. We'll see what the doc says. Little injury. It's a little bit more than a little injury. This smells like a Howie Roseman moment. We all know it. It could be a lot worse with where we're at. We have players right now that are serviceable. I don't mind Ridgeway. I think he can help out this defensive tackle position right now. But I would still love to move forward with someone else if possible. The problem is there's not that many options free agent-wise. How many teams are trading defensive tackles, good defensive tackles? Not many. It's as if right now, outside of quarterback and offensive line, the next position that teams value the most is the pass rush. So with defensive tackles, defensive ends, teams really value that. So they're not just going to be giving it away like candy. But that's when you have the magician. That's when the magician comes into play. You can argue that Ridgeway was a Howie Roseman magician move. I mean, we gave up a 7th for him. Now, I'm not going to tell you he's going to be as lethal as Fletcher Cox or anything. But thank the Lord we made that move. Or else we'd be resulting in Bruce Hector. So I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed to hear the news. Are there going to be players that sneak in there like Josh Sweat, Deshaun Hall, that get more time? Now, I know that there's a difference between defensive tackle and defensive end. But the way we're going to have to rotate and move guys inside on 3rd down and whatnot, like this is a line as a whole thing. Are guys going to be moved up in the depth chart? Is Josh Sweat going to play? Now, I'm not a big Josh Sweat fan. I'd rather give Deshaun Hall a chance at it, a crack at it before Josh Sweat. I have not been intrigued at all by Josh Sweat. But I feel like the Eagles don't want to give up on him because he was a draft pick. Another one of those snags that fell in the draft because he was injured. Sidney Jones. I won't stop with that, by the way. I just won't stop with it. Deshaun Hall maybe gets a chance. But it shows you how much value is in preseason when a guy is a stud to that degree and he ain't getting a lick of a chance when the real games start. That just shows you the difference. And I'm sure you all know that because you watched the preseason as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hit that thumbs up button, subscribe. I want to read the comments down below on your thoughts with Malik Jackson and where this team goes moving forward. Thank you so much. See you guys next time.